Is it doing it? Is it doing the
recording thing?
Hey everybody, welcome back to the ambulance build series. It's your boy Do It With Dan. If you don't know who I am, my name is Dan. You guys are doing it with me. Basically, this is my shop where I build tons of cool stuff, break a ton of cool stuff. I haven't finished a project in here yet, technically, but we're working on it. One of the most recent projects we took on was my buddy and cameraman, Ham. Edit photo of yourself in there, just put like a JPEG in the corner. Anyway, he bought an ambulance so he could turn into a tiny home or like an RV or a hashtag van life, whatever you single females like to post on YouTube with their ridiculous thumbnails that get millions of views. Anyway, we took the series on because he wants to live off the grid and do photo stuff and travel around the world, and who doesn't, man? Everybody wants to. And in the last video, we went inside here, completely stripped it. And I do mean completely stripped it. Hardware and stuff like that, like we gotta pull all the floors out and whatnot, but the point is we've ripped out literally everything that makes this thing an ambulance. Because the problem is with these ambulance builds, people buy them and everyone does the same thing, right? They buy them, they're like, oh wow, look at this cabinet, it looks just like it was in an ambulance, but I'm gonna use it to put my food in. No, why does everyone do that? I don't wanna sound like a jerk to van life people, but nobody actually does anything to these things. They're like, oh, we'll put some stickers that look like wood and it's a home. This has the same leather from the people that died on it. What are you doing? You gonna wipe that off? Oh, just, oops. Everything's clean now. Just, no. So we're removing everything. We're starting from the ground up, essentially just utilizing as much outside storage as we can, but turning it into a box truck. The good thing is that it has all the electrical and whatnot, and that's kind of where today's episode is starting. So last episode, we removed everything. Today's episode, we're gonna talk about what needs to be done next, all these wires, what's going on. Like, we're gonna have to dive into the electrical system today. So, Ham, follow me. We got a lot of stuff to dive into, and I'm not technically inclined when it comes to electricity, but the good news is I'm pretty sure most of this stuff is standalone. Meaning that in a second, we're gonna go up to the front of the car where all the switch panels are, figure out what's integrated into the ECU and what's not, and just kind of go from there. But I'm hoping that we can either A, relocate, reuse, or completely remove most of this stuff. It's one of the main reasons we chose an ambulance for this build is because it has the power to handle it. Of course, it's not gonna matter if it's like a 2,000 watt power inverter and we need 4,000 or something ridiculous, but I can't imagine. Well, so what I was talking about earlier is we have a power inverter that's directly behind the passenger seat here, doghouse, which is where the engine kind of comes into these van models. But behind that, we have the switch panel right here, which has everything covered, like that has all the lights on it. It's got the PA system, a bunch of wires run from this to behind here to this. I'm assuming this is a control module for the everything, or it might just be another smaller power inverter. I'm not positive. We're gonna remove these seats. We're gonna remove the driver and passenger seat, get into here, see what's underneath here, go from there, man, because wires, lots and lots of wires. Well, the good news is your seats are like super tight.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, just a little bit. You all right? You struggling? It's almost like this place is really, you know, compact and you're 6'2".
Like 6'1".
Okay, it's not Tinder, you're gonna be all right. This is a 19. Man, keep all your sockets together, you won't have a problem for it. I'm about to hit you guys with a cool fact here that you guys already know because I'm a good teacher. Whenever you're disassembling hardware and you're gonna need to keep it, get you a Ziploc bag, put in there, and then write what the fuck it goes to. I'm not yelling at you guys, I'm yelling at me because I get so ahead of myself. And I'm like, where's those 12 volts that I lost? I'm like, oh, I know where they're at. In a bag. It's good tools, it's the cheap Chinese batteries. Don't buy them on Amazon. You buy authentic 18 volt shit. You won't have to do this 12 volt shit. You're like, oh, I'll save $10 per battery. There you go, that's that shit. Still not strong enough. Love using manual power tools. Well, if you just had air tools, you wouldn't have that problem. Well, I also wouldn't be able to use the camera now, would I? Working in an ambulance, I said. It'll be fun, they said. Nope, we got it. It's either send or get sent. It's wicked ways of love. You're not gonna be loose, are you? Because that would be really cool. From the back. That's way easier. Is this your fuse box? Oh, this one's wet.
Ew.
It's been sitting in here for weeks.
Why would it be wet?
I don't know, but I don't want to. I should wear gloves. Any wires on this thing? I don't imagine.
Trouble.
The good news is, antenna wire. This is all stuff that's been disconnected already. We have. I'm gonna get gloves. Oh, never mind. I want the lights off. I want the light off. I don't want to look at this. All right, how is this thing attached? That was it. Oh, dude, look at that. Perfect. Nothing's hardwired.
Oh, nice.
That's super fucking convenient. No, like literally none of this is connected. I don't understand. I don't understand at all, actually. None of this is connected. Okay, cool. Not my problem. I was expecting it to be all right here, but nope. I'm betting this is just a big switch underneath it though. It's like a big bunch of wire, yeah. Okay, that certainly makes things interesting. Wait, do you think this system is separate of the other system? Like, do you think this just runs off those side batteries? I don't know, man. Someone out there is gonna tell me how dumb I am, but I was expecting like 4 or 5 cables to run from this to behind here and then that be it. But it appears to me that this system is powered somewhere else. I guess we'll keep digging, but we gotta take out that passenger seat now. This is all hand done. This is shitty. This isn't even, is this even connected? No. Whatever this system is, this system does not look like it was done by Braun, because this system, whatever this is, looks different. Most of this shit's cut out. Oh, there's a French fry over here. Patient zero right there, baby. Ow.
I mean, I was just
Some duck sauce. Just threw some Chinese duck sauce right there. Ooh. How much more is it on there? Whoa. I never wear gloves. Like, I'll wear mechanics gloves when I'm doing something that's like dangerous to my knuckles, but I never wear like latex or nitrile gloves or whatever. But this shit's gross. Like a different kind of gross. I didn't even wear gloves in the Mustang. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we know what type of gross that is.
That's a different kind of gross. That's not like someone's lived in here for 250,000 miles. That's just someone doesn't treat a car nice for 250,000 miles. This is fucking gross. Lazy Levels 1000. Come on, there we go. I'm thinking this might be a power inverter just for the air conditioner, but I don't know. What's this? Interface module, charger status panel, inverter status panel, remote switch, inverter, lock out to battery, connector switch. I don't know, a bunch of shit on here. Ah, found them.
Yeah.
Looking for those wires, Sam? I found them. I found them all.
Oh no.
Here, give me the camera. Hey, wires. That's good.
manual.
It's fine. It kind of picks it up. Yeah. Fun.
Oops, all wires.
Oops, all wires. That's what we like to refer to in the business as a big yikes. We're good. I just used the screwdriver. It worked just as good. I buy dedicated tools when everything's a hammer. That's not bad at all. Look at these. These are just quick disconnects. That's so lazy and efficient. Bro.
This is gonna be a little easier than we thought.
I'm gonna say yes right now and regret it later for sure. But yeah, this looks easy. This looks easier.
Because everyone online was like, oh, good luck.
Yeah, good luck with all them wires. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to talk too highly of them yet. But the guys who built this ambulance, it looks like it was done really clean as far as like the way they designed it to be, I'm guessing serviced. You know, I'm assuming they have to have it serviced. But even me, a simple moronic, lovable guy named Dan, is starting to kind of see what they were doing. That's time to fuck it all up. Because like, we got so many wires. We got a lot of wires. Are these screws? Dickheads. These fucking assholes built it so good. Email me, Braun, please. I have questions. Also ideas. If you need an engineer, I don't have an engineering degree, so I'll work for way cheaper than one will. We're gonna Velcro and screw the panel. That makes sense. People forget how good Velcro is. You know that? You know what got us to space? Everyone thinks it's rockets. It was Velcro. That's what got us to space. It's really easy in combat to identify the sound of Velcro. So we use a special technique in the Green Berets or something like that. Ah! Indistinguishable. Fuck. Catch me outside, how about that? My light is caught in your PA. Dude, we have storage. You could put an AR-15 in here. Like a hidden AR compartment. Look at this shit.
A van gun?
Yeah, look at that. You got a gun cabbie. I see how they did their wiring though. They ran all of that down there. For what? I do not know. Oh, okay, that's just the lights. We got hella wires, Ham. We got so many fucking wires. This side's filled in. They didn't want you fucking around over here. Fuck around, find out. I don't like this thing in here. That's a good spot for that right now. We got buttons that look like dollar signs. When you push them on, it goes cha-ching, whoop whoop, get out the way, boop boop, duck sauce. Well, this is your main wiry boy. It goes into all this shit. I guess we'll just start pulling it out. I don't really know. When in doubt, pull it out. That's what my uncle used to say, but we ain't seen Uncle Jerry since 2 Christmases ago. He's also not allowed within 30 feet of a Chuck E. Cheese.
Acid.
Acid? Why'd it have to be acid?
Who's the bitch in Gone in the Wind?
Who's the bitch in Gone in the Wind?
Or Gone with the
Wind? Michelle Pfeiffer?
No, what's her name?
Holly Berry. Heath Witherspoon? Heath Witherspoon? Hershey's Chocolate Witherspoon. Yo, what's that dude's name from Driving Cars Real Fast? Bing Douchel? I don't know. I like those movies. I don't want to make fun of them anymore. I still think neon's cool, man. Changed my mind. Also, I don't know what this thing is.
Also, why would they?
Yeah, if they're
illegal
being...
shit. Why do they have bright green neon
What the
underglow?
fuck? How far away our cars are identifiable at night? How convenient.
We got them all black. All black everything.
Yeah, 10 miles. I can see them with it's Arizona or Nevada or something like that. So it's flat. Like, still see the green light. This is a Carson. This is what Baker was talking to us about, right? The Carson Commander or something?
Yeah.
Why does Baker know so much about ambulances?
I don't know.
Does he talk? You got speaker comms, POS, RAID, RAD. I don't know if those are radar maybe? What type of radar? Control, speaker, B, negative. Maybe, I don't know. Cool. This is an antenna wire for sure. I recognize this wire from the inside. Let me pull this thing out. I think most of these are light wires. I think pretty much anything in this kind of like coating, because it's all aftermarket, I think we can remove all the wiring. Like pretty much all of it. Because you're gonna have a way bigger inverter than that's only 1,050 watts.
Yeah.
We're looking at like 3 and 4, right?
Yep.
I mean, like we talked about getting an ambulance if we were gonna use the inverter, but it's not a big enough inverter. You know, that's part of the stuff we talk shit about is because we're like, what, they just get them and they don't do anything. Like, it's already got an inverter. Little did we know that like, it was a small inverter because people don't use the type of electricity that we need, right? Because
to run a complete whole PC,
like a mobile gaming / media company on wheels, a little bit more than 1,000 watts. Something else that I've noticed is that there's a bunch of wires that go in here and then go down. I see them. Wait, do I? No? Oh my goodness. There's so many wires. Where the fuck do these wires come from? We're probably gonna need to run through the engine a little bit. A little milky oil. I am a little confused. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Ooh.
What?
I think I chased those wires that run up the side into this ECU box, this module right here. Which also tends to split in about 10 different directions. And also follows here, which I'm assuming goes directly to the battery. Oh, and into more cables, yeah.
That's all that shit talking we were doing earlier.
Yeah, there it is. Yep, that's all it was. Yep. I see my error. So this stuff is technically separate right now, but this stuff, that stuff is connected to stuff. Yeah. That's all important stuff. So it is back to plan C, which is just like take out what we can and then move this shit somewhere the fuck else. Good news, things to make it easier. Someone's already kind of done the due diligence for us. They've already numbered them 1, number 2, and number 3. So we know which ones need to go there. And then these are numbered up here, 4, 4, 5, 6. But this 4 is sideways, so I'm just gonna draw like a sideways 4. And I'm gonna draw like a regular 4. And a 5, and a 6. So that way I know which plugs go where. I don't even have to worry about it now. Plug that. Plug that. Look at that, man, look how easy that is. I really like that. I don't think there's gonna be any systems that keep it from running, but I do notice that there's a lot of stuff that's plugged into some stuff that I would like it to not be plugged into some stuff. We never get that luxury, do we?
We always get tricked or fooled into
It's
thinking.
always something, ain't it? But we knew that. We knew it was an option going into it. We just thought for once that maybe it wasn't. We're still in the green right now. Everyone's still good. What size do you think it is? It's an 11. They call me Daddy Do It First Try Dan. Oh man, it's not long enough. That's what she said. Giggity giggity. Ah, what is that? I am the power tool. There we go. None of this will ever work again. All these wires. Ron, send me an email. There's a wire stuck. Oh look, it's fucking all of them. Bro. This little nightmare box here. That leaves us. Pull this out. The top severed. We're just gonna cut. We just gonna cut because that's the most reasonable thing to do. You can always splice them back. I'll probably end up regretting some of this later, but for right now, because of reasons, just kind of detaching most of this stuff. And that damn fucked me up, didn't it? Look at that. Immediately did that to me. People meet me in person, they're like, dude, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, why? And they're like, you're bloody and cut up and stuff, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I just fucking do dumb stuff. Don't film this. This is not the right tool for the job. I just don't feel like going and getting the right one. People are gonna be like, Dan, what are you doing? What is it, like an 11? Why you don't get 11? I'm like, well, I have a pair of pliers right here. There's your wires, your bunch of useless wires.
It looks so much better when it was closed like that.
It does. We were like, oh wow, look how great this is, and then I realized that there was unfortunately a surprise, a hidden compartment. Oh man, this is heavy as shit. Just gonna start chasing wires. Like these are all light wires, they don't matter. So many plastic snaps. This wire goes behind here somewhere. What color the wire be? Let's see what the color wire be. Pink and white. Oh, then pink and white light. Pink and white. We're gonna find it now, boy. Ooh, what's this going to? Okay, we're going across here now. We got gray and green. We got. Uh-oh. We've lost our pink and white lights. We're going to take off these roundy boys. Okay. Okay. Guess not. I'm like, how am I going to be able to get this off? Oh yeah, there we go. I'm no electrician, which is disturbingly clear. But they had a lot of lines running off the same setup. You don't want to, but you're gonna. A little bit of motivation to come our way. What now? That seems really long for this amount of distance. What? Why? That's obnoxious. That's really obnoxious. I hope someone who built this type of ambulance before is watching and going like, we didn't build it to make you take it apart, dickhead. Oh, that's cool. Brakes real good. It's just a funny thing. Right? What to it?
We just built different.
We just built different, Grandma. I kept telling Gavin, I was like, hey man, listen, if I lived in Louisiana when that hurricane come through, I'd have just stopped it. I'd have said no. I'm sorry, dude, I'm just built different. No, real talk, I'm really glad that all my friends are safe in Louisiana, and I hope if there's any way that we can help in any way, please comment below if you've been affected by the fallout of Hurricane Laura, which is ironic. Please reach out, man, please reach out. If one of us can't help, I'm sure someone in the comments can, man. My supporters are all real nice. Speaking of cut wires, I think this is the other end of that wire that I stretched really hard and popped. That would be it. We're trying to separate some of the wires in the wiring harness. I think it goes a little bit further deep than I had originally anticipated. That's okay because it's just work. We're gonna figure it out, you know? Really close on some of the wiring from the wiring harness. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up, but every wire that's on here has a number, a gauge, and a direction. So 18 gauge, and that has the number for what it goes to, 010R, door open indicator. So we have a door open indicator right here. Backup LT, R017, backup LT, I don't know what that means, but we're chasing wires and everything's labeled, which is awesome. The point is, everything is really nicely profiled and wired for us. One of two things will happen. Either I'll go through wire by wire and either eliminate the system, you know, completely, or reuse it depending on what we have. We just have to go through the wire by wire, figuring out what wire goes to what and disable it. We're gonna have to get a fire extinguisher. There might be a fire or four. But point is, I don't think it's anything we can't manage. So these can all get cut. We're just, huge chunks of wire. This is all of the dome light wiring. We're gonna save this because this is some good ass wire. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah! Wow. All right, let me just give you guys kind of like an insight about what's going on in here. So obviously there's a bunch of wires. We got tons of wires. The good news is most of them, if not all of them, are labeled. They kind of tell me what they are, and most of these run from the ECU back, so I'm not worried about eliminating all these. There's actually nothing that should keep this van from running and driving right now. I say that, I don't know that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the ground points for most of these wire systems were like completely stripped out, so we have to cut those, which doesn't even matter because most of this wiring harness is being removed. I'm just doing it carefully. And I'm also removing the lights, the light fixtures up here. You know, if you can see this kind of like nest in here that I have to pull apart. But it gives me a little bit more to look at. It gives me a little bit more to work with because we have an idea about doing LED pod lights behind these. So basically delete the lighting inside of here. We're gonna turn the red ones to amber as well. So it's all like, you know, legal and whatnot, and it'll be still good for off-roading, trail riding, or wherever you're gonna be. But I also got the AC shelf. That's that thing right there. I got that out. AC's sitting down on the floor right now, which I think will end up happening is we're gonna put this just higher so we can kind of get it out of the way. This is gonna be the bathroom, like where you poop and stuff like that, but it's not very often. But we're gonna wall this off kinda to be like, you know, a bathroom. And this is gonna be, yeah, we'll go over that in a little bit. But you know, it's just kind of where we're at right now. Also got the floors completely ripped up, as you guys can see. I pulled up the vinyl flooring, and then underneath it was wood, just like plywood. And so Ham and I, we pulled that son-of-a-bitch up, got this nice and cleaned up. I went over it with a sander, get up some of like the nasty spots. I still need to do a little bit closer up here because there's gunk and filler and goo in all the corners, and the sander knocks it out really good. Also, I'm gonna come in here with a wire brush and knock out all the sealer around the edges. But that's gonna be so nasty. I'm not looking forward to that. So the wiring harness goes from the ECU underneath the car, then comes up through the floor here. Well, actually it goes back and then it comes back up. Then it goes through like a big junction-y box here, right? Like this sends it through a bunch of different relays, like switches and stuff like that. Basically just sends power from one wire to another and uses a relay if it needs it. And it also sends it up to like a big switchboard. That's why pretty much all of this can be eliminated. I think almost every bit of this can be eliminated. But then it comes up through here, and then it goes through here. Then some of it does go back underneath the truck. There's like a little bit that circles through here, but most of that's ripped out. And then this one will go all the way back through here and into the cabinets and whatnot, you know, like down in here, which can all be pulled out. And then up through here, and then down behind here into this cabinet. But I don't think there's any more wiring in this channel. A lot of the wires that do come from this go up and above and across here, where there's, on the inside, it goes up in that channel up there and then distributes the wires to the AC unit, to the, I think the power inverter is on this side, and then a bunch of lights. So yeah, it's a wire jungle in here, but it's not nearly as scary as I once thought it was. Like, I thought everything was gonna be pretty much entangled with the ECU, and then if I cut the wrong wire, it's just not gonna work. But that's not how this thing is set up, so we're gonna be good to go on that. I say that now, I might eat my words later, but right now how I understand it, that's how I understand it. So, yeah.